Well, hello YouTube. Today we are here with my 1999 Ram 2500 V10, and this has been sitting here for over 2 years because the brakes went out on it. Brake lines failed, and I had been trying to get it running last year and failed because the battery was shot. And this year again I have another battery. This one was actually the one out of the Imperial, and I thought, okay, well maybe this one will have enough oomph to turn it over. Well, I had it fully charged and then went to turn it over and it was just like and complete dead. So I figured, okay, the battery's shot again as well, or this battery's shot as well. Well, what I had done was seeing, okay, because it sounded like it was trying to turn over a little bit, then it would just go flat. So what I did is I took a marker and I just drew a line on the top of the AC clutch here on the belt, and went to turn it over and it did the same thing, and the belt didn't move at all. So I'm thinking, okay, either the engine seized up, which it shouldn't have for only sitting 2 years, but who knows, or the starter seized up. So I figured, okay, well, won't hurt to do anything, it won't hurt to try. So I since it wasn't starting anyway, I took the belt off, and the alternator was completely seized. Everything else was relatively free. I mean, a little crusty, but it was free. So being that it was seized, I figured nothing to lose, so I beat the crap out of the end of the pulley with a hammer, and then put a socket wrench on it and was able to get it to free. And after like a quarter of a turn, it just popped loose. So that is okay, and surprisingly it's charging. It's actually charging. I thought, okay, well, it's either the bearings or the slip rings that have seized up, but it was charging fine. So let's set you down here on top of the battery, and let's see if she'll fire up. Not bad for sitting for 2 years. And the alternator is functioning. We're getting a little over 14 volts there. Oil pressure is excellent. I did put some fresh high-test fuel in it, about 2 gallons of it. And there we have it. There's the mileage on her. 260,870 miles. But we've got another issue. The clutch isn't working. I'm not sure why yet, but if you see, we got a little bit of a puddle there where it peed a little bit, and that's coming from approximately, I'm guessing, where the clutch slave cylinder is. There's no pressure at all on the clutch, and obviously it doesn't do anything, which if I'm going to move this, I won't have an issue. Up, and there the idle just kicked down. I don't have an issue with just pulling it up the road a little bit in low gear and kind of coasting it backwards then, because I have to turn it around. I want the front end facing my garage when I start to do the brake work on it. But yeah, I can't do that without a clutch, seeing as there's no brakes either. So yeah, we're gonna shut her down and crawl underneath and see if we can find out what's going on with that. We'll be right back. Alrighty, there's the problem. That is the slave cylinder for the clutch. And this actually has the heavy-duty option of the braided line, the braided stainless steel line, which I think the factory line was just a plastic type hydraulic line. But as you can see, it looks like the end connector of the stainless steel line is not stainless steel. So yeah, I'm gonna have to see if I can get up there, and with those 2 bolts, I should be able to remove the slave cylinder. Hopefully those are captive bolts or studs and do not require having the bell housing and transmission apart, because I don't think I can get up there and do anything with that without pulling it down. Alright, so I'll look into that, and of course we will be back. Alright, so that was actually easier to take out than it was. They are studs. The nut was rusted onto the stud, but the stud unscrewed from the bell housing. So, but there's the problem. It actually appears that the fitting has rusted, splitting the housing of the cylinder. So looks like I'm going to need to get a new cylinder, and I don't think this is something that has recently happened, because this whole end of the cylinder was just had a layer of guck on it that was like hardened and crusty. So it's probably been an ongoing issue that just didn't really fully manifest itself until well, until now, I guess. But yeah, so I'm probably gonna have to get a new master cylinder. I don't think the line will be able to be used, and I believe these normally come as a set. I'm not sure. I know you can get a master cylinder and a slave cylinder. I don't think you can buy the line by itself. But anyway, I'll have to look into that. And thanks for watching. Alright, upon further inspection, the line itself actually looks to be good. I pulled it off of the, oops, we're dripping. I pulled it off the master cylinder. It's just pinned onto there. And wiped it off, cleaned it up. I mean, I need to clean it up a little bit better than this, because it's still kind of crusty. But this part in the end is where it actually seals in the master cylinder. So that appears to still be clean. It's not rusted. And I want to clean up this face right over here that also mates against the seal. But I think our line is going to be okay. I just need to get it replaced with master cylinder. Let me crawl out from under the truck and I'll show you what happened. Alright, well, here's the master cylinder, and I just went to crawl out from under the truck because I say, well, let's get out in the sun and we can actually see what's wrong here, and the sun just went away. So, oh, there it comes again. Alright, so here's the master cylinder. That the line fits in the end there, and it's supposed to be held in place by 2 little roll pins. Well, it only had 1 roll pin in it, which was on this side here where it's cracked more. This side did have a roll pin in it because it is cracked slightly, but not to the severity, so I'm not sure what happened there, where the other pin went, but that's irrelevant at this point. But if we can look here, the seal is right down there, and unfortunately, when this pin expanded and cracked, it actually cracked all the way down. I don't know if that'll show up on camera or not, but it all cracked all the way down into this collar, which is on the sealing surface, and I believe that is where it is seeping at. So like I said, the hose should be usable. This is junk.